A fresh attempt at diplomacy between Sudan's ruling sovereign council and its key African partners, namely the African Union and the so-called Intergovernmental Authority on Development, or IGAD, a regional bloc of which Sudan is a member. Sudan has been suspended from the AU since the country's military overthrew a civilian-led transitional government in 2021. The army broke off relations itself with IGAD earlier this year over the bloc's engagement with the leader of the main paramilitary group the army is fighting, General Mohammed Hamdan Daglo of the Rapid Support Forces. But a rapprochement is now looking highly possible.
A new office of the African Union, AU, shall be opened here in Port Sudan, a milestone after 3 years of suspending Sudan's membership following the October 2021 military coup.
Officials say the move can enable the African Union to get closer to the war and be in a better position to end it, and possibly support the ongoing humanitarian effort. The office will also provide technical support and guidance. That comes on the back of another diplomatic win for the leader of Sudan's ruling sovereign council and head of the armed forces, which are fighting the RSF. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan held talks with an envoy of Djibouti's president here in Port Sudan earlier this month as a part of the IGAD nation's effort to improve ties between Sudan and the African blocs.
The meeting touched on the relations of the two countries at the regional and international levels. It also discussed the possibility of Sudan returning to the IGAD organisation. There's been a long discussion between the chairman of the Sovereignty Council and the envoy of the president of Djibouti about the mistakes and negative turns that IGAD took towards what is happening in Sudan.
Fighting between the Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary forces' Rapid Support Forces broke out 18 months ago. It has left tens of thousands dead and injured and resulted in what the UN called the world's largest internal displacement crisis. Can these diplomatic moves make any notable impact?
Restoring the relationship with regional blocs such as the AU and IGAD is an important step and shall contribute in achieving a rapprochement that shall pave the way for resolving the Sudanese crisis. But to keep the ties strong and fruitful, AU and IGAD should reconsider the previous demands by the Sudanese government, and all the details of the Sudanese crisis should be accompanied in its endeavors and movements.
IGAD's previous attempts to facilitate ceasefire talks not only failed, but the bloc lost any communication channels it had with the Sudanese army. Sudan has demanded reinstatement into the African Union, a request backed by Egypt, which chairs the AU's Peace and Security Council. Burhan's government will be eager to see what approach these groups take going forward and whether the army's gains in recent weeks might affect their position. Naba Muhiddin, CGTN, Port Sudan.